Buddhaṃ 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 Vande Dhammaṃ 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 Vande Sanghaṃ 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 Vande Buddhaṃ Dhammaṃ Sanghaṃ Vande. Homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dhamma, homage to the Sangha, homage to the Triple Gem. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Three refuge. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. A second time, I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time, I go to the Sangha for refuge. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. A third time, I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time, I go to the Sangha for refuge. 5 precepts, Panchasila. Pānātipātā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training rule to abstain from stealing. Kāmesu micchācārah veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sexual misconduct. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. Surameraya majjapamādhatthāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends in Dhamma, here we are going to start our today Saturday Dhamma program in Los Angeles Buddhist Vihara in Covina, California, USA. First of all, we are going to pay our homage to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. At the same time, We are going to offer all the items that we have prepared to the Supreme Buddha. The candles, flowers, drinks, incense, all the things we are going to offer to the Buddha's noble qualities, his marvelous compassion and wisdom. Please recite together to offer these items to the Exalted One. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vidyācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasārati Santa deva manussanam buddho bhagavati buddhaṃ jīvita pariyantaṃ saranam gacchāmi vandāmi cetiyaṃ sabbhaṃ sabbhatāni supatiṭṭhitam Sāririka dhātu mahābodhim buddharūpaṃ sakalang sadā adhivāsetu no bhante sambhaṃ saddhāya pujitam anukampanupādāya patiganhātu muntama imina punya kammena māme bāla samāgamo sataṃ samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna pantiyā. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Samanta cakkavalesu atra gacchantu devata sandhammang munirājassa sunantu sagga mokkadam Dhamma savana kālo ayam badantā Dhamma savana kālo ayam badantā Dhamma savana kālo ayam badantā Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhassa Swakato bhagavata dhammo sandentiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko panchantaṃ veditambo vinyuhite. Venerable members of the Mahasangha, friends in Dhamma, at this moment we are going to start our weekly Dhamma program, Saturday Dhamma discussion and meditation session. First of all, we are going to purify our mind, practicing a meditation technique. Here, we hope to practice loving kindness meditation. At the same time, we contemplate on the qualities of the Supreme Buddha by thinking about the qualities of the Blessed One, increase in our spiritual energy. With that spiritual energy, we spread loving kindness to everyone, those who are in this world. With this powerful, meritorious energy, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. With that intention, now we are going to practice loving kindness meditation at this moment. Dear friends, please get ready for our sitting meditation session. Okay, please have a seat comfortably. And please keep your right hand on the left hand. Straight your body. Close your eyes gently, please. First of all, please be aware of your body posture that you are sitting here. From your legs to head and from your head to legs. Now you feel that the only thing that happens in your body is that breathing in and out. Please keep your attention in the present moment. And be aware of your nose or upper lip in the present moment. Keeping my attention around the nose or upper lip, now I think the Supreme Buddha's noble qualities, and also with that spiritual power, I wish all of them in this world that be well, happy and peaceful. Bhagavato Arahang Buddha Guna Tejena Sabbe Santa Bhavantu Suketanta. By the power of the qualities of the Supreme Buddha, Arahant, worthy, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Bhagavato Samma Sambuddha Buddha Guna Tejena Sabbe Santa Bhavantu Suketanta. By the power of the quality of the Supreme Buddha, supremely enlightened, Samma Sambuddho, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. Bhagavato විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්න බුද්ධ ගුණ තේජේන සම්බේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා. By the power of the quality of the Supreme Buddha, Vidyacharana Sampanna, endowed with knowledge and conduct, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Bhagavato Sugata Buddha Guna Tejena Sabbe Santam Bhavantu Sukhitantam. By the power of the quality of the Supreme Buddha, Sugata, well gone, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Bhagavato Lokavido Buddha Guna Tejena Sabbe Santam Bhavantu Sukhitantam. By the power of the quality of the Supreme Buddha, Lokavidu, nor of the world, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. Bhagavato Anuttara Purisa Dhamma Sarati Buddha Guna Tejena Sabbe Santam Bhavantu Sukhitantam. By the power of the quality of the Supreme Buddha, Anuttara Purisadhamma Sarati, the incomparable trainer of persons to be tamed, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Bhagavato Santa Deva Manussanam Buddha Guna Tejena Sabbe Santam Bhavantu Sukhitantam. By the power of the quality of the Supreme Buddha, Sattha Deva Manussanam, the supreme teacher of deities and men, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Bhagavato Buddha Buddha Guna Tejena Sambe Santa Bhavantu Sukhetanta. By the power of the quality of the Supreme Buddha, enlighten, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Bhagavato Bhagavan Buddha Guna Tejena Sambe Santam Bhavantu Sukhetantam. By the power of the quality of the Supreme Buddha, Bhagava, exalted, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Bhagavato Ananta Buddha Guna Tejena Sambe Santam Bhavantu Sukhetantam. By the power of the qualities of the Supreme Buddha, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends in Dhamma, at this moment you are participating in the weekly Dhamma program on Saturday Dhamma program and meditation session. Here we are going to explain today the qualities of the Dhamma that Buddha explained, the qualities of the Buddha's message. It is very important to understand what the Buddha realized and what he explained to the world. What is his understanding? This is very important. When the Siddhartha Bodhisattva attained enlightenment, he realized the world and beings. He understood how suffering arises, how we can overcome suffering. He realized the world and beings. He understood three worlds: Kamaloka, sensual worlds; Rupaloka, formal worlds; and Arupavachara Loka, informed worlds. He realized these three worlds, and also he had to overcome, he had to realize and seize all the defilements that disturb his peace of mind. He eradicated Lobha, Dosa, Moha, desire, anger and delusion completely. After that, he explained his message to the world for 45 years. When we are listening to Buddha's message, we also can understand and realize what the Supreme Buddha realized and what he explained to the world. Buddha proclaimed to the world how suffering arises and also how we can overcome suffering completely. When we are listening to Buddha's message, we can develop our wisdom or right understanding. The very first understanding that we can gain through listening to what the Buddha taught for his message, the understanding of the karmic law. Buddha realized the nature of the karma. Whatever we do with intention and ignorance, we will have the same results according to our mental condition. If our mind is polluted, then our activities are incorrect, and also we will have the negative results. When our mind is pure and calm, with a pure mind, if we do something, if we speak something, if we think something, according to our intention, we will have the fruitful results. This is the first understanding what we can gain through listening to what the Buddha taught. With this understanding, we always try to overcome negative thoughts, evil thoughts from our life. That says in Buddhism, Sabba Papa Sakaranam, not to do any evil. Not only we overcome negative thoughts, unwholesome mental states from our mind, but we practice good deeds with the understanding of the karmic law as dana, sila, bhavana, generosity, virtue, and meditation. That is why Buddha says kusala supasambada. We trained our mind to do good deeds with a pure mind, as generosity, virtue, or mental culture. This is the very first understanding that we do through listening to what the Buddha explained. When we have this understanding, we always keep our mind pure and calm, and also we do good activities as much as we can. This is the very first understanding. It says in Buddhism, Kammasakata Jnana, the knowledge of the karmic law. It is an eternal truth in this world. We create these mental formations with ignorance or delusion. What is the delusion that we have? When we experience something, we think there is a world, physical world, material world in this world. Then our mind is fixed in outside material things. Even though we do good deeds without anger and desire, but still we have ignorance because we think there is a permanent world in this outside. Still we are in the samsaric circle. We have to face some difficulties, the suffering of decay, the suffering of death, the suffering of rebirth. That is why Buddha has proclaimed another way to the world. Buddha explained the way how we overcome the samsaric circle completely. For that we have to understand the dependent origination, paticcasamuppada, causality, cause and effect. What is the meaning of causality? Dependent origination, paticcasamuppada. When our mind is ignorant, then we create mental formations. According to our mental formations, we have the results. When our mind is pure from ignorance or delusion, then we don't create mental formations which consist with ignorance or delusion. Asmin sati dang hoti, asmin asati danna hoti. When this happens. When this is not, this doesn't happen. This is the main theory of the causality that Buddha explained. The paticcasamuppada, or the dependent origination of the heart of the Buddhism. At the same time, we can realize the main topic in Buddhism, the Four Noble Truths. What is the Four Noble Truths? Dukkha Satya, the noble truth of suffering. Samudaya Satya, the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Nirodha Satya, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Nirodhagamini Patipada Satya, Magga Satya, the noble truth of the path that leads to getting rid of suffering. We can understand these four things according to what we heard, what we hear throughout associating good friendship as the message of the Buddha. Here it is very important to understand the dukkha satya. Buddha explains the meaning of dukkha satya, the noble truth of suffering. That is the very first experience that we receive through our experience, through our arising of our senses, such as eye, ear, nose, like that. According to our karmic energy that we had done previously, when we open our eye, we meet some forms. When we hear something, the sounds come to our ears. Then it arises that eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, and body consciousness. These consciousnesses arise according to our mental condition. This very first experience is normal or neutral. This is the dukkha satya, the noble truth of suffering. This happens very instantly and also it ceases. If we are ignorant about this first experience, then we go to the next level. We create new karma. Avidya patya sankhara. Because of ignorance, mental formations which consist ignorance arise. This is the nature of the sansaric circle. If we are mindful and wise, we suddenly understand. When we experience something through our senses, we understand, now I see something after something happened, after something ceased through my mind consciousness. Then we don't go to the ignorance or delusion because of mindfulness and wisdom. We suddenly understand, now I see, I hear, I taste, I smell, I touch something through my mind and mind consciousness after the first experience has ceased as mental formations. With this understanding, we can overcome attachment because of this understanding or wisdom. The very first experience is the dukkha satya or the noble truth of suffering. If you have attachment to the five aggregates means Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Rupa forms, Vedana feelings, Sanya perceptions, Sankhara mental formations, and Vijnana consciousness. Every moment our life means arising of these five aggregates. As first experience it arises and ceases, then immediately it ceases. Then we create new five aggregates which cling into five aggregates. With the attachment of five aggregates, the five groups of existence. That is the another thing which we can see as suffering. The attachment, that is the cause of suffering. The noble truth of the origin of suffering. And also if we can overcome this attachment with wisdom, then we have no suffering, since our mind is not fixed in material things outside or even inside something as mental formations. Then we understand, if we want to reach this understanding, we find the path, the noble eightfold path, that the noble truth of the path of suffering. With this understanding, we little by little go forward. We find the noble eightfold path. When we practice this path, then we understand Samma Sankappa, right intention, Samma Vacha, right speech, Samma Kammanta, right action, Samma Ajiva, right livelihood, Samma Vayama, right effort, Samma Sati, right mindfulness, and Samma Samadhi, right concentration. When we practice this path, in one side, we can develop positive thoughts in our mind as meritorious thoughts, as spiritual thoughts. In one side, we can create some positive thoughts in the mundane level as the result of having the understanding of the karmic law. On the other side, with the understanding of the dependent origination, little by little we practice three disciplines: Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Virtue, concentration, and wisdom, or reflecting on impermanence. When we practice this path in one side, we can gain visible results in this life, such as longevity, good health, good friendship. These are the things, results that we receive throughout practicing good deeds in our day-to-day life. Buddha says, if we do meritorious deeds, that Buddha says, chitta lankaram chitta parikaram. Practicing good deeds or meritorious deeds means decorating our mind, giving some gifts to our mind, giving some spiritual food for our mind. When we follow this path, day by day our inner peace increases. We can live happily with these meritorious deeds in the mundane level. Not only we do that, but especially we practice the deliverance path, the path of deliverance, how we attain the liberation, how we overcome greed, anger, and delusion completely. With this understanding, we always follow the Noble Eightfold Path. As the result of this path, especially we practice Samatha and Vipassana. Buddha says, as a wise person, the highest qualities that we can practice are concentration and insight meditation, Samatha and Vipassana. Day by day, we increase the duration of concentrating our mind using some meditation techniques. The Blessed One explained 40 meditation techniques in the mundane level as concentration meditation techniques, such as loving kindness meditation, Buddha Hanusati Bhavana, contemplating on the qualities of the Buddha, contemplating on four fundamental elements, breathing meditation. These are the meditation techniques that we can practice to concentrate our mind. Then little by little, we can overcome hindrances, 5 hindrances that cover our liberation, Nivarana. Those are Pancha Nivarana, 5 hindrances. They are Kamachanda, sensual pleasure, Vyapada, ill will, Thinamidda, sloth and torpor, Uddacha Kukucha, restlessness and worries, and Vichikicha, skeptical doubts. These are the hindrances that we can overcome as the result of practicing concentration meditation, focusing our mind in the present moment with a positive thought. Then little by little we can see the beauty of our life. The more we purify our mind from hindrances, the more we purify our mind. The more we purify our mind, the more we can increase the duration of happiness. This is the path that Buddha has explained for visible results in this immediate life. If we are on this path, little by little, day by day, we increase the duration of practicing concentration meditation. The reason is that we know very well this is the highest way that we can practice to develop our happiness in our day-to-day life. This is the real happiness that we can gain in this valuable life. Not only that, when mind is concentrated, we reflect on impermanence. According to our understanding of the dependent origination, Paticamuppada, we always contemplate on that my I is impermanent, forms are impermanent, I consciousness is impermanent, I contact is impermanent. when we reflect on this reality, actually our eye has ceased, forms have ceased, eye consciousness has ceased, eye contact has ceased. We see everything in the present moment through our mind consciousness. And also we contemplate on that my ear is impermanent, sounds are impermanent, ear consciousness is impermanent, ear contact is impermanent, nose is impermanent, smell is impermanent, nose consciousness is impermanent, nose contact is impermanent, tongue is impermanent, taste is impermanent, tongue consciousness is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Body is impermanent, contact is impermanent, body consciousness is impermanent. We understand everything has ceased at the moment. I reflect on everything through my mind consciousness. Then our mind is not fixed anything outside or even inside, since we reflect on impermanence of our mind and mental formations. As the result of practicing this path, day by day, we can get rid of greed, anger, and delusion. Especially when we overcome delusion or ignorance, little by little, our desire or covetousness and ill will or anger cease. When those negative thoughts, unwholesome mental roots cease in our mind, then our spiritual happiness day by day increases. Then we can see the qualities of the Dhamma, what the Buddha taught. Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo. The Dhamma is well expounded, well proclaimed to the world by the Supreme Buddha. Sanditiko, visible results, akaliko, immediately effective, ehipasiko, inviting someone or calling someone to come and see, opanaiko, leading onwards, pacchattam veditabbo, and to be realized personally by the wise. These are the qualities of the Dhamma that the Supreme Buddha explained. The more we practice Dhamma, especially when we follow the Noble Eightfold Path, day by day, when we reduce negative thoughts, especially unwholesome mental states from our mind, then our happiness, we can say, gradually increases. Then we see the results, sanditiko akaliko, visible results and immediately effective. Visible results means we can see the results of practicing Dhamma in this life. Not only in this life, but we can see those results immediately, especially when we reflect on impermanence of our inner senses and external objects. If we know that these things arise and cease at the moment, and also if we see the nature of these senses and objects, we understand everything is not being occurred comes to occurrence, being occurred will not go to occurrence. Ahutva sambhutang hutva nabhavisati. Everything arises and ceases at the moment. Nothing comes to the present from the past. Nothing will not go to future from the present. It doesn't mean that the previous thought doesn't influence the present thought. Actually, the previous experience, the previous thought influences the present thought, and present thought influences the next thought. But nothing comes to the present and nothing will go to future as permanent. That is the very special thing that we realize here. We understand anicca dukkha and anatta, impermanence, suffering or dissatisfactory, and anatta, selfless, no self. The more we understand this reality, the more we see the result of practicing Dhamma in our day-to-day life. With this understanding, we give the priority to practice this path in our day-to-day life. While we are doing our day-to-day activities such as studying, doing jobs, doing our duties for our relatives and friends, we always contemplate on Dhamma. In one side, we practice good deeds with the understanding of the karmic law. Although we practice meritorious deeds, we understand we are unable to overcome the suffering of decay, the suffering of death, the suffering of rebirth. That is why we find the next step of Sammaditthi, the dependent origination, or the Chatusatya Sammaditthi, the right understanding with the Four Noble Truths. With this understanding, we always practice insight meditation, vipassana bhavana, reflecting on impermanence of our body and mind. For that, we find the path, especially the fourfold mindfulnesses. Buddha explained very clearly, practicing fourfold mindfulnesses is the only path for the purification of beings. This is only path for the getting rid of suffering. This is only path for the gain in knowledge. This is only path for the attaining enlightenment. With this understanding, we are always aware of our body and mind, in short. And also we are aware of our body, feelings, consciousness and mental formations in details. Not only we are aware of our body, feelings, consciousness and mental formations, but we reflect on the arising and ceasing of these four areas. Our body arises because of food and other reasons that we take. When food ceases, the body also gradually ceases. And also we understand the feelings arise because of contact. When contact ceases, the feelings also cease gradually. And also when mental formations arise, we understand these mental formations every moment arise because of mentality and corporeality. Nama Rupa Pachya Vijnana. And also we understand mental formations arise because of contact. We see the cause and effect. As the result of contemplating on this cause and effect, we don't take anything as me, as mine, as myself. We understand the impermanence, selfless, and also dissatisfactory. With this understanding, we make a refuge in our life. What is the refuge that we can make in our life is that we always live with mindfulness, being aware of our body and mind. Not only that, we always reflect on impermanence. This is our spiritual game. Our playground is that the mindfulness, the fourfold mindfulnesses. Buddha says practicing mindfulness is as the field of the Supreme Spiritual Father. Sake gochare pettike vise charata. Buddha advises us to dwell in the field of the Supreme Father, who is the Supreme Buddha. Whenever we live in mindfulness, we are near the Supreme Buddha, then we have no suffering. Then Mara is unable to disturb our peace of mind. Whenever we are away from mindfulness, it means we are away from our spiritual Father, the Blessed One. Whenever we are in mindfulness, we are near the Buddha. It means Mara unable to disturb us. Whenever we are away from mindfulness, it means we are away from our spiritual father, the Exalted One, then Mara can anything, then Mara can disturb our peace of mind. Our success completely depends on the duration of practicing mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness is the way that we can practice to overcome suffering in our sansaric journey. Buddha explained this path for 45 years according to his understanding that he realized under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya. Buddha proclaimed his understanding to the world very kindly and very compassionate heart. What Buddha explained, in one side Buddha pointed out the way how we receive a blissful life hereafter, practicing good deeds, dana, sila and bhavana. Not only we should do good deeds, meritorious deeds, but we should think again and again what we do in our day-to-day life, then we can increase the power of our spiritual energy. Not only that, we always reflect on impermanence, living in mindfulness. This is the way how we make a refuge in our life. Buddha says, if someone can practice this path, actually this is a very rare chance. Listening to Dhamma is very rare. Kichang Saddhamma Savanam. We received a very rare life in the time of the dispensation in this world. The Buddha's dispensation is in the world when we were born in this world, and also we have a chance to listen to what the Buddha explained. By listening to Dhamma with the association of the good friendship, in one side we are able to increase the understanding of the karmic law. On the other side, we are able to understand the dependent origination, the Patisampada, which is the heart of Buddhism. The more we understand the dependent origination, the more we practice three disciplines: virtue, concentration, and wisdom. The more we practice three disciplines in our day-to-day life, the more we reduce ignorance. The more we reduce ignorance, the more we overcome greed and anger. Day by day, we are able to purify our mind from three unwholesome mental roots. This is the real success in our life. As the result of this path, we can see the results in this immediate life. Then again and again, we can see the qualities of the Dhamma. Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One. Well expounded means, Buddha says, Adi Kalyanang, Madhye Kalyanang, Paryosana Kalyanang. The beginning is excellent. Madhye Kalyanang, the middle is excellent. Paryosane Kalyanam, the end is excellent. These three stages are excellent that Buddha explained. What is the beginning? Beginning is virtue. What is the middle? Middle is concentration. What is the end? End is the wisdom, panya. And also Buddha says, Sanditiko, visible results. When we practice Dhamma, we can see the results in this immediate life. Not only that, immediately effective, akaliko. Akalika means immediately we can see the results. When we practice loving kindness, we can overcome anger or ill will. Then we can purify our mind. We can see the beauty of our mind. Not only that, we can invite anyone, please come and see these results by practicing Dhamma. Openaiko, leading onwards. We can see the results throughout practicing this message in our own life. Not only that, Pacchatang Vedita Vinyohi. This message should be practiced by the wise by his own experience. These are the qualities of the Dhamma that the Blessed One explained for 45 years to the world very kindly. Today, we discuss the qualities of the Dhamma. We explained the Buddha's understanding. Buddha realized and proclaimed to the world the world and the beings in this world, and also Buddha explained the karmic law and the divine origination. Karmic law means how we succeed our life in this mundane level, how we succeed our this life, and also how we succeed hereafter, having a blissful life when we die. Not only that, the very special message of the Buddha is that how we eradicate suffering completely. The path is that the Noble Eightfold Path, with the understanding of the arising and ceasing of five aggregates, we can go forward, overcoming the samsaric circle. Buddha says, if someone practices three disciplines, especially reflecting on three characteristics, anicca, dukkha, anatta, little by little he can overcome the samsaric circle. We should give the priority to practice this path in this valuable life that we have received very rarely. By practicing this path, we can live like a lotus flower in this ordinary society who has defilements. We can spend life like a lotus flower which comes from mud and water and which doesn't touch water and mud. Even though we live in the society who have a lot of defilements, but we should not have those defilements. If we have this understanding, we can live without anger among the people, those who are angry. We can live without seeking sensual pleasure among the people, those who are seeking sensual pleasure. We can live without mental illnesses among the people, those who are mentally ill. And also, we are able to live like Brahma beings in this life without any defilement in our mind. This is the path that Buddha has explained for 45 years as a Supreme Buddha. If we are able to practice this path, actually we can get the real results through our life. We have received a very rare life as a human beings in the period of the dispensation of the Buddha. Having this understanding, little by little, we should purify our mind in the mundane level. We can purify our mind from five hindrances, pancha nivarana. On the other side, in the supra-mundane level, we are able to overcome ignorance or delusion, which is the main cause of all the defilements that arise our mind, that arises in our mind, and also which disturb our peace of mind. For that, I wish you all the best. By practicing this path and seeing the qualities of the Dhamma and purifying our mind day by day, we should go forward by practicing this path. As the result of this path, we can bless other people too. We can guide other people too as kind people. Not only we should practice this path, if we have relatives and friends who pay their attention to us, we can explain them this path, and also we can go forward together by practicing Dhamma, by having results in this immediate life, and also finally we are able to overcome the samsaric circle completely. At this moment, we discuss the qualities of the Dhamma and also the nature of the Dhamma that Buddha explained. Buddha realized and proclaimed the message to the world as a discovery. This is not a creation of the Buddha. Buddha says very clearly in the Sutta, Nagara Sutta, the discourse of Nagara, Buddha says, this is not a creation. This is a discovery which other previous Buddhas also have realized. I am the first person who realized this message in this kalpa, in this period. That is why we respect the Buddha. Buddha realized and explained this message. If we listen to this message with the good attention, then we can understand the Dhamma, and also we can practice and gain the results from this Dhamma in this immediate life. For that, I wish you all the best. By the power of this spiritual energy, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May no difficulties come to you. By the power of this spiritual energy, may our departed relatives also receive this spiritual energy. May they enhance their spiritual life. May they also attain the final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. By the power of this spiritual energy, may guardian deities and angels also receive this energy, and may they enhance their divine energy. May they keep their eye on you too. May they protect the world and the Buddha Sasana. May they also attain the final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with guardian deities and angels too. ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ශාසනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ත්වං සදා. By the power of all these meritorious deeds, may all beings in the world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Dukkhaṃ pantāca nirdukkhaṃ bhayaṃ pantāca nirbhayaṃ sokaṃ pantāca nissokaṃ hontu sabbe pipānino. May the triple gem bless you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.